Honda. You tested for them in Barcelona in November 2008, and you got within, I think, 0.3 of a second of Jenson Button in the other car. First up, how did the opportunity come about? And talk us through the test. Clearly, it went well.
Yeah, so this was Chris's doing. Chris Goodwin, he was the one who managed to do it. So I think he annoyed Nick Fry so much that Nick sort of like opened up the opportunity for people to be testing. You know, there was Rubens and Jenson at Honda at the time, and I think Chris was just on his ear every day there, like, come on. So he managed to open up an opportunity to test, and Honda decided to test me and Lucas Di Grassi to be part of the team or the program in any way in the future. So it was a 3-day test in Barcelona. We shared a car on the first day, and Lucas did the second day, and I did the third day. The test went really well. Jenson was putting new tires all day long, and I put 2 sets of new tires during the day. So being within 2.5 tenths of Jenson, who's a world champion, was not too bad on my first time in a F1 car. After that, things had gone really well. The people from Honda were very interested, and we sort of like started to have conversations about potentially going forward in the future. We had already sort of like confirmed the test that was happening, I think, in a month and a half in Jerez. I was confirmed to do that test, but halfway through, obviously Honda pulled out, and that never happened.
Yeah, I mean, the 5th of December 2008, they pull out of Formula One just actually days after probably you got back from Barcelona. But can you just confirm one thing? There was talk at the time that you had a contract to race for them in 2009. Was that true or false?
They sent us a contract to review. So there was like a potential contract on the table for racing for them in the next year, but we didn't have a signed contract or anything. And in any way, it wouldn't have mattered because the team was not the same anyway for the following year. So,
and the connection with Honda, given that, Ayrton won all 3 of his world titles with Honda, that certainly wasn't lost on a lot of observers at the time. And I guess it wasn't lost on you either.
No, for me, it was an amazing opportunity. To be fair, even though that car was not competitive that year, when they took some bits of the car to sort of like simulate next year's aero package and they put slicks on, that car was awesome. It was a really nice car to drive, had an amazing gearbox, and maybe the engine wasn't the most powerful, but the car was really, really good. I drove in Jenson's seat and I was destroyed after the test. I did, I think, 140 laps and my neck was completely dead, but I was just loving life, and I was like really looking forward to racing for that team, even if it meant that, we wouldn't be necessarily winning races the next year. I was super, super confident that I could do a good job for them.
Ross Brawn and a consortium buys effectively the Honda team for £1. They go racing in 2009. What if you had been selected to be Jenson's teammate in 2009?
We were trying super hard. I mean, we had lots of meetings with Ross, and in the end, I think they went with the safe option. They didn't know exactly what they had in their hands with the car because it was like everything was very late in development. They had to sort of adapt the car to the Mercedes engine. So definitely a big challenge for the team, and I respect that, at that point, if you're like organizing a race team for a Formula 1 championship, you will go for the safe option. They knew what they had in Rubens. They knew Rubens was competitive, was not like a poor driver, and they had Jenson. So maybe if we had done the second test in Jerez before Honda pulled out, I could have shown a lot more. But I only had 1 day in the car, so can't blame him, honestly.
And was Bernie Ecclestone, the boss of Formula 1, was he batting for you at the time?
Yeah, Bernie was operating a little bit on the background. He was trying to create opportunities. Obviously, Bernie is Bernie. You don't know what kind of things Bernie is doing. I had some times when I met with him and I spoke to him and always sort of like shared what was going on. He was always giving us a hand whenever he could. But, he doesn't own a team. He couldn't just like make someone put me in their cars. It was nice having Bernie's help for sure.